Good day and welcome to Trending Update USA. I'm Stefan, and today we dive into a story that is electrifying the tennis world, a story that connects one of the brightest young stars of the modern era to one of the most dominant legends to ever step onto the court. The fact that puts Coco Gauff on the same level as Serena Williams is not just about numbers. It's about legacy, impact, and a shift in the landscape of women's tennis. For fans of the game, this is more than a headline. It's a moment of reflection on how far the sport has come and where it's headed next. Gauff's rise has been nothing short of remarkable, and the parallels to Serena's early career have become too striking to ignore. It's a story of power, speed, determination, and a new chapter in the evolution of women's tennis. From the very beginning of her career, Coco Gauff has been in the spotlight, and that spotlight has only grown brighter with each match she plays. Just like Serena Williams at a young age, Coco has shown a level of maturity, composure, and confidence on the court that is rare to see. She burst onto the scene with fearless tennis, capturing hearts around the world and reminding many of Serena's early dominance. The fact that both players made headlines as teenagers is more than just a coincidence. It's a testament to their incredible skill, work ethic, and the ability to rise under pressure. Serena redefined the sport when she emerged, and now Coco is writing her own story while carrying echoes of that same greatness. When Serena first exploded onto the professional circuit, she brought with her an energy that was unlike anything the sport had seen before. She had raw power, a serve that could dominate, and an unshakable belief in her abilities. Gauff's trajectory mirrors that in many ways. She's already broken records at a young age, competing and winning against seasoned veterans, showing poise in high-stakes moments, and inspiring a new generation of young athletes. Her run at major tournaments has shown that she belongs at the top level, and the fact that she's doing so in an era that's as competitive as ever speaks volumes about her potential to stand shoulder to shoulder with Serena in tennis history. But this comparison is not just about the timeline. It's about the numbers that matter. Serena Williams won her first Grand Slam singles title at the age of 17. Coco Gauff, at just 19, has already lifted the US Open trophy, becoming the youngest American woman to do so since Serena. That parallel is more than symbolic, it's statistical proof of how rare this level of achievement is at such a young age. Gauff's rise is backed by milestones that place her in elite company. Winning a Grand Slam title as a teenager is something only a few have done, and to do it in an era of intense competition, with players like Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, and Jessica Pegula at the top, makes it even more impressive. Coco's journey also mirrors Serena's in the sense of cultural impact. Serena wasn't just a tennis champion, she was a cultural icon who broke barriers and inspired millions around the globe. Coco is emerging as a voice of her generation, using her platform to speak on important issues and inspiring young fans, especially those who see themselves in her story. She stands tall as a symbol of hope, just as Serena did when she started to dominate. Her victory speeches are filled with poise and purpose, showing a maturity beyond her years. This combination of on-court brilliance and off-court presence is exactly what propelled Serena to global stardom, and it's doing the same for Coco. Another striking similarity between Gauff and Serena is their ability to dominate on hard courts. Serena's legacy is strongly tied to her powerful performances on American soil, particularly at the US Open, where she reigned supreme multiple times. Coco Gauff's recent triumph at the US Open felt like a passing of the torch moment, a young champion taking the stage where Serena once ruled, proving she's ready to create her own era. The roar of the crowd, the poise under pressure, and the ability to deliver big moments when it matters most, those are the hallmarks of champions, and Coco is showing them in abundance. Gauff's athleticism is another area where comparisons naturally emerge. Serena revolutionized the physicality of the women's game. Her strength, power, and movement forced the entire field to evolve. Coco, too, brings that kind of athleticism. She moves with explosive speed, covers the court with ease, and has a forehand that can dictate rallies against any opponent. Her ability to chase down impossible shots and turn defense into offense is reminiscent of Serena in her prime. The modern women's game is more physical than ever, but Gauff has the athletic tools to rise above the competition, just as Serena did. While their styles are similar, Coco's evolution is happening in a different era, an era with more depth, more technology, and more pressure from media and social platforms. Yet she's handling it with the same grace and strength that Serena displayed. At a young age, Serena had to battle stereotypes, critics, and an establishment that wasn't always welcoming. Coco faces different challenges but carries that same determination to prove herself and to let her tennis do the talking. In many ways, she's benefiting from the path Serena paved, but she's also carving out her unique journey. An important factor that cements this comparison is Gauff's consistency at a young age. Serena dominated the late 1990s and early 2000s with an unmatched intensity. Coco, too, has shown a level of consistency that is rare for players her age. She's reaching the latter stages of major tournaments regularly, improving with each event, and building a resume that reflects not just talent but also resilience. That kind of steady rise is what made Serena great and is now setting the stage for Coco to follow in those same footsteps. Both Serena and Coco are products of strong support systems. Serena's journey with Richard Williams and Venus Williams is legendary. Coco, too, has the support of her family, with her parents playing a crucial role in her development. That strong foundation has allowed both players to stay grounded despite the massive spotlight that comes with global fame. Coco's calm demeanor and confidence in interviews reflect the same kind of grounding that Serena had during her early years. The fan connection is another powerful bond between these two champions. Serena commanded massive support wherever she went, and Coco is experiencing the same. Crowds rally behind her, celebrate her victories, and watch her rise with excitement. She's become a fan favorite not just because of her game but also because of her authenticity and the way she carries herself. That fan power is part of what made Serena a global icon, and it's already happening for Coco. One of the most telling signs of Coco's growing legacy is how she handles pressure. Serena was known for her ability to thrive in the most intense moments, match points, finals, tiebreakers. She delivered. Coco has shown the same ability, coming back from behind, saving break points, and turning matches around with belief and heart. Champions aren't just defined by their victories but by how they win when everything is on the line. Coco's performances in clutch situations are becoming the stuff of legend, and that's exactly what once defined Serena. What makes this comparison even more fascinating is how Coco embraces Serena's legacy without being overshadowed by it. She has spoken with admiration about Serena, crediting her as an inspiration, but she's also determined to be her own person, her own champion. That delicate balance of respecting the past while building a future is something few athletes manage well, and Coco is doing it beautifully. She's not trying to be the next Serena Williams, she's trying to be Coco Gauff, and in doing so, she's achieving milestones that naturally place her alongside Serena in the conversation of greats. Tennis experts around the world have been quick to highlight this fact. Commentators, former champions, and analysts point out the similarities not as hype but as reality. They see in Coco the same fire, determination, and championship DNA that Serena had. The fact that these parallels exist so clearly at such a young age is what makes this story so powerful. Coco's path is just beginning, but it's already intersecting with one of the greatest legacies in tennis. We must also consider the bigger picture. Serena Williams didn't just dominate matches, she changed the game. She influenced playing styles, inspired generations, and broke barriers. Coco has the potential to do the same in this new era. She's already a role model to countless young players worldwide. She's already making history. And she's doing it with her own flair and identity. If this trajectory continues, we may one day look back and say that Coco Gauff carried the torch that Serena lit and ran with it further than anyone imagined. This is why the fact that puts Coco Gauff on the same level as Serena Williams isn't just about one statistic or one trophy. It's about a pattern, a feeling, and a presence. It's about seeing greatness manifest again in a new form. It's about witnessing history repeat itself, not as an imitation, but as a new chapter in the same powerful story. As she steps onto the court in every match, Coco carries with her the weight of expectation but also the power of belief. She's proven she can win. She's proven she belongs. And now, she's proving that she can shape the future of women's tennis just like Serena did. Fans, analysts, and fellow players can feel it, the energy that surrounds a true champion in the making. When Serena Williams was 19, she was already a superstar, destined for greatness. Coco Gauff, at 19, is walking a path that looks remarkably similar. That is the fact that puts her on the same level. It's the beginning of something special, and the world is watching closely as she writes her own legend. As we reflect on this incredible journey, one thing is certain: the torch of American women's tennis is in safe hands. From Serena's era of dominance to Coco's emerging reign, the sport continues to inspire and captivate. Coco Gauff is not just following in Serena's footsteps, she's blazing her own trail. And that, more than anything else, is what makes her story so powerful.